So, Peter Kyle, Labour Member of Parliament for Hove and Portslade. Welcome. We're here in Parliament, Westminster today, on a bit of a momentous occasion, change of Prime Minister. But the Finance Bill 2016 is still rumbling on. What do you think? Is there any chance of a change of heart from a new government on the measures affecting micro businesses?
Well, I'm an optimist, so I always think there's a chance. But it is a huge opportunity because we are going to get a completely different cabinet. We're being told quite explicitly to expect a very different feel and look to the cabinet. That means a change of tone. You know, Caroline and I went to visit David Galt with yourself, and
Yes.
we had a great conversation with him. And I think the mood in the meeting, the sense in that meeting was that he was fairly open to the arguments we were putting forward, but not quite sealing the deal. So let's go back and see what we can do next time. I'm an optimist. I think all these things can happen. We've got an opportunity now, so we just need to grab it both hands.
Yes, indeed. So there's an amendment at the moment in relation to dividend taxes, which has been put forward by the SNP, but Rob Maris, who was the shadow Treasury spokesperson for the Labour Party, he was very supportive as well.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance in that? Going to keep pressing the case?
We will definitely keep pressing the case. Now, I don't know what's happening to my shadow front bench team at the moment, but what I can tell you is that whoever is leading the Labour Party, this will be an issue that I'll champion a lot. I'm still involved in the Business Select Committee. I'm still chair of the Backbench PLP Committee on Business. And this is something that I'm absolutely making sure is right in there in the mix. So whoever comes next, it will be on their priority, believe me, because I won't let them not be.
Well, we'll stay on touch on that
Yeah.
issue. Looking wider, obviously, a lot of change at the moment. Do you think, given the Brexit outcome, there's going to be any time on the legislative agenda to do anything positive for the business community, or are we going to be just untangling the Gordian knot?
It's a really good question. I, on the Business Select Committee yesterday, interviewed Anna Soubry, the business minister.
Yeah.
And she was just, I mean, she's a big character anyway, but she was so full of bluster that it was just exasperating. I didn't have the energy just to finish it, really, because it was just, I was asking that in most of the central economic pledges made by the government now, the targets by the Treasury have been dropped because of Brexit.
Yeah.
And I was asking, are your targets now dropped as well? And she wouldn't answer the question. So targets for apprenticeship, targets for exports. So the government has a target to get to £1 trillion worth of exports by 2020 and create 100,000 new exporters. They can only do that if micro businesses and small businesses are playing a real key role in it. Now, I can't see them meeting that target at the best of times. Brexit is going to have a profound impact on our ability to export. The creative and digital industries, which Brighton and Hove is really known for, is an exporter and is going to be impacted by this, but the government can't say why yet. You know, one of the big reasons that I said that we should not go for Brexit, this vote would be irresponsible, was the impact it would have on the ability of Parliament to legislate and clear enough time to do the big things we need to do, whilst at the same time impacting our trading relationship with our neighbours. So on these two fronts, I'm really worried.
Okay.
But I am working really hard with this. I'm meeting with loads of MPs. I've met with MPs from across the House, and I'm trying to figure out how we sift through the rubble that has been left us by these Brexiteers that have left us with this problem and just gallivanted off into the sunset, never to be seen again.
So you're worried, but you're staying positive that there are things that we can keep pushing for.
I am not optimistic about the long-term future for our economy. When you look at the potential we have as a country, one of the biggest tools we've had for delivering upon our potential has just been taken away. So I think we are faced with real challenges. But that doesn't mean that Britain can't succeed in different ways. And we need to look to see what Britain's real uniqueness is in the global marketplace going forward, how we can exploit that. But I still believe that if you look at the potential we had as a country within the EU, it has been limited now overall, in the overall ability of our economy to prosper into the long term. It's been reduced slightly. It doesn't mean there will be some winners, there will be some losers, but overall, our country's ability to succeed has just been reduced in the long term. That's why I'm calling for a real period of calm now before any decisions are taken about where we go with Brexit.
So looking to the future, I know it's a period of huge uncertainty. We're about to have a change of government. But where next for the political scene, and how can people get involved in a positive way in the face of uncertainty?
Ideas are always the biggest thing that we need in politics, just as any other area of life, whether you're working for a small company or setting up your own business, or you're getting involved in politics at the very, very top. It's all about ideas and how you use those ideas. So what I always want is people coming to me with ideas that I can I can champion and I can advocate for and I can sell and I can partner with to help deliver. That's always the best thing. Everybody always has something negative to say because there are always negative things that are holding us back. And it's very important that I get to hear those things. But the thing, if you want to really change the world, it's going to be based on the back of having great ideas and trying to champion those ideas, partner with those ideas and make them reality rather than always just focusing on negative. So
great. And finally, where do you stand on the leadership issue for the Labour Party? Have you got a particular view on that at the moment?
I have lots of views on that at the moment.
Based on the current people in the running.
Well, look, we are a party which has in its constitution the willingness and desire to be a power in Parliament and to form a government, which means we have to have a leader that has the confidence of the parliamentary party. So we have a very strong mandate from the membership, we have a different mandate from the PLP, and always together they've respected each other and come to an arrangement. And we have said very, very unequivocally that Jeremy can't lead us as a Labour Party. As a parliamentary party, I've seen the reasons why close up. And I'm just asking members now to work with us to find somebody that has the right values and principles, but also has the ability to take part, to increase Labour's presence in Parliament and the power we have in Parliament, but to take that final step towards government as well, which is just an incredibly important thing. At the moment, I'm backing Angela.
Okay.
I've seen Angela up close. I think in terms of diversity, it's great we have a woman leader at the moment, but she has all the qualities we want from any leader. Per se, it's not just because she's a woman, but the fact she is a woman is really important for us as a Labour Party, because increasingly I've seen things happening in our party that happen behind closed doors, and it's always men behind the closed doors who are stitching up the deals. And we need what Angela has done is burst this out into the open now, so we can have the debate amongst the membership. The public are watching us having this, so let's make sure it's a respectful debate, and we come to a conclusion that's going to help us solve the problems of the future, not just be mired in infighting.
Yeah, well, you have my sympathies on that.
I'm looking at you nodding.
Yeah, well, because it's very similar to the Relos versus the Fundies and the Greens.
Yeah.
It's a very similar debate, isn't it? That tension between the pragmatic desire to win power to make a difference versus having a fundamental view on an issue, regardless of whether it wins you an election.
But the difference I think that you had was that the debate you had was within the same bit of the party.
Yeah.
I mean, it was within the membership plus within your group of councillors.
Yeah.
What we have at the moment is quite a divide because the MPs, the parliamentary side of the Labour Party is united. 4 out of 5 MPs signed that motion.
Yeah.
And then we have the membership, which is in majority, we don't quite know how yet, of a different view. So I think that's the difference between what we face and you face, because there is a split between two. Now I need to make sure, and I want that relationship between the members and the PLP, the Parliamentary Labour Party, to remain respectful, so that we can learn from each other and understand what the desires of each group is and how we can build that bridge to deliver it. But at the moment, it cannot be with Jeremy leading us, because he cannot lead us into government. And if that's taken away from us, with all respect to your pedigree and your beliefs, the Labour Party, unlike the Greens, absolutely avowedly aspires to government.
Absolutely.
And that's something which we cannot take away, because we would be taking it away from the country, not just us as a party.
Yeah. Well, when the Conservatives are calling for stronger opposition, there's something going on there.
I know, it's true.
Yeah, Peter, Kyle, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
Cheers.